Hello, mindful friends. Today we're going to be talking about fear stories and how harmful they can be for us, and what we can do to turn away from those fear stories and start feeding energies that serve us a little bit better. So I've been hearing lately from a lot of friends and clients all of these different sources of fear in life right now. And people are getting these fear stories from all kinds of directions, from media, from friends, from the news, from workplaces and conversations. And what happens is when we engage with them a little bit, and then it kind of sparks our interest or it triggers that kind of primal brain in us that says, this is really important to my safety, to my life, to my well-being. I need to know more to protect myself. It also triggers in us kind of this egoic feeling of, I know more about this, or I know something that other people don't, or I need to keep investigating so that I'm most informed and can hopefully do something about this. So I hear these, reasons behind feeding this fear energy, and then it motivates us to keep diving in, to keep engaging, clicking that bait, continuing down that storyline of what's wrong, what's tragic, what might happen, the dark, the dismal. And there's a almost satisfaction to it. Like, this is feeding something in us that is a need, because it's that primal need of survival, and also to, be in the know. But what I'm seeing is that it ends up generating in these individuals lots of continual states of fear, anxiety, paranoia, and a disengagement from the positivity, the everyday interactions, relationships, the self-care, and it becomes an overwhelming obsession, so that it starts feeding into and being a part of our negativity bias. So this is this piece of us that has the most ease feeding negative stories, telling the negative stories, sharing them with others, passing them on. And this is ingrained in us kind of instinctually as a survival mechanism. If we keep this in the forefront, it'll protect us, it'll save us, it'll keep us from engaging in things that are dangerous. So it's very easy to feed the negativity bias, which all these fear stories are doing and becoming a part of in our reality. And there is a place for that, right? Like, we do want to be informed. We do want to know what we should be proactive on, what we should be aware of and thinking about. And like I think I've taught before in previous talks, fear on a prolonged, sustained level is not helpful. It's very detrimental to our health, our well-being, our connectivity, our spiritual health. Pretty much every spiritual belief says fear is not of the spirit, not of God, not of, not in that Buddha nature, that it's something that exists that we need to be present for, we need to acknowledge, we can develop an understanding of, and it's something we need to be motivated to move out of into the more powerful healing energies. And David Hawkins, in his books and his studies, has kind of done investigations on the power of these different energy levels, these different emotions. And even though we think fear is one that's quite powerful, it's actually one that's quite low on the true power scale. It doesn't do a lot of true change, true healing, true transformation. In fact, it gets us quite stuck down in the dumps, literally stuck in the darkness, so we cannot see ways out. So we acknowledge our fear. It's okay that it's there, especially in times like this. You know, we've always had them in life, that these difficult times of uncertainty, we don't know what's happening, lots of fear stories coming our way. It's okay to address it, to know I'm feeling fear right now. And then our intent and our motivation in acknowledging that fear should always be to move out of it, to move away from that fear story, not stay there dwelling in it, basking in it, feeding it, spreading it all over. I see people just being huge sources of fear. And is that what you want to be for your loved ones, for people you care about? Do you want to be feeding them fear stories when we know what a detrimental energy that is? So intent is acknowledge the fear and then have this big intention, move out of it, transform your fear quickly. And if you can't do that and you're getting stuck, then we need to disengage from whatever is creating that fear story within us. Maybe not permanently, but for the time where we go through this transformation of that energy back into one that is more healing, more powerful, more connecting. And those energies are, peace, their love, their compassion, their acceptance, definitely gratitude. Those are the actual more powerful healing energies. So when we feel ourselves diving into a fear story, we ask, is this serving me? What is this creating in my body, in my mind, in my heart and spirit? What's this doing to my relationships, to the connections around me? And we say, what would serve me better right now? And how can I shift into that? So we can use the information from the fear story, say, what's this telling us that we could engage with, that we could start fueling or growing or feeding, that could support this in its transformation into something that's light and beautiful and healing. So, for example, we take a fear story of losing connection, like we're gonna lose, with all the divisiveness in this country, we're gonna lose connection with people we really care about. Okay, that fear story told you your basic need there, which is connection. So instead of going down and starting to investigate all these stories about how people are becoming more divisive, how there's bigger sides and they're stronger and they're further apart, that's not going to help you. You already know what the base need is. Don't feed that fear of it more. Let that go and now turn towards that need and say, this indicated that I need more connection. I need to develop relationships. I need to break through the divide. And now put your energy there and say, what could I do that's going to feed that could start healing that could start transforming division into connection and understanding. And you see that shifts you from fear story that you could dive down. Oh, it's endless. All the stories you could come up with why there's more division. It's endless. It won't help you. It won't serve you. Look at that and then let it transition you over to a good energy, a positive energy, a healing energy that you could do something about right now, that you could fuel, you could add to and grow and use for development and healing. So I invite you this week, don't just ignore the fear story, but look into them with intelligence. Look into them with investigation to develop understanding, and with the intent to then use that understanding to develop whatever it is that we will help in that healing journey, the more powerful energies that will actually serve us well. If you enjoy these talks, would like to join us for group sessions or individual coaching, you can find us at newleafmindfulness.com. And you can find these teachings and many more in my 2 books, Living from the Heart and Healing Mindfully. And you can find these anywhere you buy your print or online content. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so that we can share mindfulness with others. I hope to see you all very soon.